So not too long ago I made a video talking about the Galaxy Tab S6 and if it's worth upgrading to the Galaxy Tab S7, what you get in the Tab S6, why I personally like it, and why I didn't feel such a drastic push to upgrade. And the only time I would upgrade is if I got the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, because I felt for the display that you'll get and just feeling like you're getting much more of an upgrade, that's where I decided to go, and that is what I finally got in today. So while the rest of the world is already playing with theirs and they already got theirs in, mine finally came in, and what I want to do is quickly tell you guys, after only maybe about 12 hours of using this thing, actually a couple things that I noticed that I liked that kind of surprised me, but moving forward I'm going to test very thoroughly so that way when it comes to the review I can give you guys as much detail as possible. So the first thing I want to do is talk about the actual size of this tablet, right? So when I made my Galaxy Tab S6 review video back from my old channel, I had mentioned that I did not feel that the aspect ratio and it being an 11-inch device, I didn't feel like it was so good. Like, it was hard to put into words. I just didn't like having that wide of an aspect ratio, and I prefer much more of a boxy aspect ratio. So this is a 16:10 and a 12.4-inch device, right? And after using this only after a couple hours now, I think finally what I had asked for, which means just making it bigger so it feels a little better, that is actually playing out here now. So after using it for web browsing and I actually did some of the writing on here, I'm feeling like this is fine. I feel like this is going to be a good answer for the problem I had, and maybe out there if you guys had the same kind of issues with Galaxy Tab S6, this might be worth getting in terms of the bigger model, just so you can get that aspect ratio and it feels a lot better. And now another thing is, like, I didn't think it would be this big in my hands. Like, I know I was getting a 12.4-inch device, right? But I've mainly used 11-inch tablets, so I kind of got really used to them, and never holding one in my hands until now has made me realize, like, holy cow, this is a big device. And now the second thing I want to talk about is actually the build quality of the device. So this has a boxier feel, right, in terms of the Galaxy Tab S6, because with the S6 it kind of feels like it has some curvatures on the side, so it kind of gives it a little more like resting in your palm feel, if that makes sense. But this, having it be boxier, I can't put it into words, but it feels just a lot sleeker, it feels a lot better, and it definitely feels so darn premium. Like, I cannot put into words how great this thing feels in the hands. So I just gotta say, you know, it's a pleasant surprise in a positive way that Samsung went this route, just because, you know, we're copying basically the iPad Pros here, let's be real. But at the same time, they have their own kind of touch to it, their own finish that I like it. So pretty good. Now this next one just might be the refresh rate itself, but what I want to talk about is the responsiveness of the device. So I know I have a Snapdragon 865 Plus in here, right? And that is, you know, the newest Snapdragon chip that's out there, their most powerful yet. And in using this, I'm realizing that it not only feels very responsive, but I think it's the 120 Hz display as well that is making it feel even more responsive, because I have already put it down to 60 Hz, used the UI, tested it out, and definitely on this big of a device, I hate the idea of having 60 Hz only because I mentioned this before, like when it comes to tablets, I think 120 Hz would be the sweet spot, mainly because you can actually visibly notice the difference as opposed to like a cell phone. I mean, I still don't care about having a high refresh rate on my cell phones, but when it comes to this tablet, the responsiveness is great from the chip so far, and as well as the 120 Hz is definitely giving this a next gen feel. But you know, again, when it comes to it overall, it's going to be very subjective to how someone feels when they use the device, but I gotta say, I'm digging it. It's pretty good. And now the last one, I didn't think I would care or even notice as much because I don't use it so often, but the S Pen latency being reduced is actually pretty noticeable, I would say. So the device itself comes with their new upgraded S Pen already, right? And this reduces the latency with this S Pen on this tablet to 9 milliseconds. And that alone has actually surprised me pretty well, because when it came to testing it out with doing some writing, and I've already done some drawing, I gotta say, I noticed the difference. Maybe to a lot of people there won't be, you know, a huge change, but I definitely want to make a comparison to my Galaxy Tab S6 before I have to send it out, because I'm exchanging them for this one, so I'm gonna miss that one. But it's been a pleasant surprise, so I'm definitely gonna make a video on that. So subscribe for any future reviews. I have so many videos I want to make with this thing and test it out to the fullest extent that I can. because this is definitely, you know, their latest and greatest, and I want to do nothing but offer you guys some good reviews on this thing. So those are the biggest things that I'm noticing right now. So if you guys want to keep up with my reviews, especially for the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, subscribe right now so you don't miss those videos. But other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching my first impressions on this tablet. So if you have anything to say, leave it down in the comment section. If you like this video, please give it a like so that YouTube algorithm knows what's up. If you are new, subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. And above all, stay safe, stay clean, make good choices, and I'll see you guys in the next one.